don't go after the things that makes you happy, you're going to expect another person to make you happy. And this is selfish, because that's not the responsibility to make you happy. You are the only one who is responsible to make yourself happy. They can only contribute to it. And that's a very important distinction. Let's go down to the second distinction of diversity. Let me take you back 8 years ago. Good afternoon, my name is Francois, I am from Belgium, and French is my mother tongue.
It was that bad.
Yes, it was. It was really challenging. My English was not that good at all. And we decided to speak in English together, which was not without any challenge. On top of that, we had some minor cultural differences. You might think Netherlands and Belgium are really close to each other, but still, there were things that were different. But mostly, we had different expectations of a relationship. We were in a long-distance relationship after we came back from Indonesia, and she was living in Spain, Madrid, and I was living in Belgium. So every time we could, we would go to see each other. It was maybe once or twice a month. But in all those moments when we were not together, I wanted her to know that I was thinking about her, that she was important, that I loved her. And so I would take my phone, send text, call, and when I was going out with my friend, even more, I wanted her to know, like, hey, don't worry, I'm thinking about you. But then when she would be going out, I was with my phone thinking, oh, she's thinking about me. Crickets.
Yeah, gosh, because when I'm with my friends, I am present. It's so important for me to put my phone in the bag, and I'm there, and I'm talking, and I want to listen, I'm curious, and I'm not gonna say, hey, wait a minute, I need to text my boyfriend who is not even here, and he may be sleeping, well, I need to text him. I just didn't feel respectful to my friends that I was talking to. So, my phone was in my bag.
So she was right, and I was right. The only problem is that we had different expectations, and that resulted to conflict. So this is something very important in all your relationships, to make sure that you base them on agreements and not on expectations. It's not only for love. In your business, it's the same thing. With your boss, with your employee, with your colleagues, with your friend. It's the same thing everywhere. Be aware of those expectations. For example, this is a bit silly, but I just illustrate it well. You see, you have only one job. It seems to be obvious how this needs to be built. A stair that goes to a wall, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but that's to illustrate that sometimes what is obvious for you is not especially for the other person. So that brings us to the last point of this first part. After a long-distance relationship, Rianna got a job in Costa Rica. And finally, I was about to quit everything and to go meet her. So I quit my job, I sold my car, I sold my computer, I put all the stuff I had left in my backpack, and I went there. We were living together, I was like, this is the first step of my dream to go travel the world. That was amazing, I was so excited. I started doing a lot of sport, I went to learn Spanish in university, I was exploring the surroundings, and then I got bored. And I realized I went into this big identity crisis. Can you imagine? I was coming from the military world, training for combat, and suddenly I was there, and like, hey, who am I? What am I doing? And because I could not work there, I tried to do everything I could to contribute. I mean, I was dependent. She was making the money, I wasn't. So what I was trying to do, I was cleaning the kitchen, I was cleaning the whole house, I was preparing nice meals, I was doing my groceries, I was doing the dish, I was doing everything.
Yeah, and as you see, I'm standing in front of a classroom with 30 kids the whole day. I have a team of 4 teachers that I was managing at that moment. So I come home and I'm exhausted. I open the door, drop my bag in the corner, and there I am standing with my arms wide open, waiting for a warm, nice hug. And he is running between the kitchen and the table, and the kitchen and the table, and putting everything ready. And I was just standing there. I wanted a hug so badly. And I got so frustrated.
I got frustrated because I spent the whole day finding new recipes, on cooking meals, doing the grocery, preparing the house, and everything was perfect for when she would come back. And no, what we realized is that we had different ways to express love and desire to receive love. I highly recommend that you read this book from Gary Chapman called The 5 Love Languages. Probably some of you are aware about this. This is gold. This helps you to understand how you want to receive love and how do you want to give love. So the 5 languages are receiving gift, act of service, which is definitely mine, words of affirmation, physical touch, which was definitely hers, and quality time.
Yeah, and it just makes me think back on an experience I had with my parents. I come back to Europe like every 2 years, and I'm coming home, and my mom and dad are so happy to see me. So what they're doing is they were overloading me with gifts, because that was their love language, giving gifts. This is the way they were showing me their love. But, okay, first of all, I don't care about stuff. Second of all, you see my backpack? I mean, Mom, a photo frame of the whole family. I'm not gonna travel around the world with that. But this was their way of showing love to me. But it didn't work. I didn't feel it because all I wanted was just that hug. That was enough. But when I read this book, and I realized that the way they were giving me their love, that was the way they wanted to receive love. So what I'm doing now, every couple of months, I'm sending them a flower, a book, a little statue, something. And they feel so loved. And they're telling now everybody how amazing of a daughter I am. So easy.
We cannot expect the other person to know what our own needs. Right? It's important to train them, to tell them, so we can communicate and then actually be there for each other. And there is this phrase that says, what the phrase says again?
I have no idea. Skip the rest.
You should know this.